End of the shooting phase. No line of sight's coming up here because of the valley. Wolverine and Thunderbolt exchanged. Everything pretty much missed on my side. Centurion took some LRM hits from the Crusader. Wolverine managed to get a few hit in against the Thunderbolt. And that's how it's looking. End of turn 1. End of the movement phase, and this is how it's looking. We have the Orion. There's no line of sight. This was turned into a bit of a bottleneck, hoping for a crossfire here, but the opponent realised. So this is what we've ended up with. We're going into the shooting phase of turn 2. End of the turn. Warhammer throwing down some hate on the guillotine. And a lot of shots brought in against the Crusader. A bit of to and fro. Wolverine did a bit of an alpha strike and overheated and hit with a med. And that's how we're looking at the end of the turn. Into the movement phase. Warhammer taking up position. Guillotine moving down. And a bit of a rumble over here. Griffin jumping in the back. Crusader charging up the Thunderbolt. We had the Wolverine jumping over. And we have the Centurion trying to close the distance with the Wolverine, and we'll go into the shooting phase. End of the shooting phase. That's how it looked. End of the physical phase. Everyone's still standing. And he got kicked in the arm. There, it's the end of the move phase. End of the turn. Warhammer shots in on the Centurion. Crusader, sorry. Shots in on the Crusader, hits an ammo wheel and kills it. Thunderbolt shots are wasted. Lots of fire going in between these two, but Wolverine physicals the Centurion in the right leg, tears off the leg, and damage goes up into the ammo bin. So Centurion goes pop, and that's the end of that turn. End of the movement phase. Warhammer still staying where he is. Guillotine's moved up. Thunderbolt's just moved into heavy woods. Orion had turned in position over here. Yeah, to try and get a bead on the Griffin. Same with the Wolverine, and the Griffin has jumped back into heavy woods to try and get a bit of cover. That's what it's looking like. That's how things are looking at the end of turn 5. Bit of a beating all around. Griffin jumped back to cool down.
Still have the hills.
Still has the hill, which is the objective. And Warhammer's a bit toasty at this stage. End of movement, turn 6. End of turn 6. How things are panning out. Closing in on the Thunderbolt. Mind you, it's holding its own in the heavy woods. Griffin. Turn 7's movement. We've got the Wolverine that closed in with the Griffin. Did a run. Orion holding the hill. We have the Guillotine that's jumped in behind the Thunderbolt, and the Warhammer advanced into the river. The Guillotine jumped afterwards, so there's going to be some shenanigans. So we're calling this the end of the game. The Griffin got pushed off, but is still relatively unscathed off the hill. The Wolverine and the Orion hold the hills. This is the Wolverine sheet. It's taken a bit of a hit. The Orion is
That's the guillotine.
That's the guillotine.
Oh, that's right.
And the Orion is relatively unscathed. So Wolverine's taken some hits. Orion not so much. Griffin is relatively fine. I think it's taken some damage, but not much. This is the Griffin. The Thunderbolt has taken a bit of a beating. This is the Thunderbolt. It's taken some damage on the right arm, some internal damage, but it's entrenched in that heavy wood there. The Warhammer went crazy this turn and alpha strike the guillotine because it, got beside it while it's in the river. So there was a potential kick to the head. Generated 14 heat, but past its shutdown avoid roll, the Warhammer has taken a medium laser all game. End of the match type chat. I think the problem was me putting the Warhammer here for you, being able to give that fire support, and then that Thunderbolt sitting in the heavy woods. I think that's pretty much like anchored the game for me. Initially blocking line of sights, but we're calling it a draw anyway because he controls the hills. But if we played a few more turns, I'd be able to push on him, finish off that guillotine, and then push to displace up with the Orion. But yeah, good game. Like, what would you play differently?
I definitely wouldn't have swung the guillotine out that way. I would have just lived. I would have just probably swung it this way instead.
The centre.
Blocking.
Yeah, the woods, the block line. So, but you were very unlucky with your PSRs.
Yeah,
like you were being hammered when the Warhammer was here. You were being hammered all the way in, like so. And 2-3 pilot was really good.
Yeah, and then the ammo hit to the Crusader cross finished it really good.
Yeah, Crusader died to an ammo hit. So did the Centurion, but the Centurion was dead at that stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, good game, well played.